So when I was growing up, one of my most, one of many of my fond memories were hanging out with my grandpas and my dad and burning brush piles. It was like a big exciting thing for us. Living out rurally, there wasn't a lot of stuff to do unless you're doing chores. So that was a fun chore, just making piles of brush and burning them. And so most of my life, that's just what I thought you did with brush. And later on, I ran into this idea called Hugelkultur, and I don't think I can spell it. Can't spell it, but it's this German thing. And basically, you just take your brush and kind of do what nature always did, which is you take your brush and pile it up and let dirt go on top of it and rot it out. And the idea is, you got these trees, even if they're scrub trees like these alders we get rid of out here, and cottonwoods, they're full of nutrients. That's why they're green and lush and so big, is they're full of stuff. Why would you take that stuff and just burn it and waste all that stuff? So that's something we're trying out here. We had a stump pile out here that was pretty big and out of control, and I was thinking. Originally, I was just going to dig a hole and bury it and try the method that way. But then there's these developments going in down the road, hundreds and hundreds of houses, and they're pulling tons of dirt out of there, and they just look for places to dump it. And a lot of it's topsoil, and topsoil is hard to get right now, So I ran into a trucker that I knew, and I was like, "Hey man, if you get any fill dirt, let me know." He says, "Yeah, I've got tons." I said, "Well, how much?" He goes, "Well, I can get you 300 yards tomorrow." So that's 30 truckloads. So he's been bringing it to us. I think we've taken about 200 truckloads, or 200 yards so far, and we've used about 150. And it's working out pretty good. So the idea of this Hugelkultur is, there's certain problems when you're trying to grow food, right? Fertilizer. Right now there's a fertilizer shortage. So this self-fertilizes. The breakdown of the material under the earth releases its nutrients back into the earth and fertilizes the crop above it. Drought. A lot of problems with drought out here. Not out here, but nationally and internationally. Well, you've got all this wood under the dirt. You pile up the dirt a little ways at the top of it. It'll soak up any rain that comes in, any moisture that comes in. It'll soak it and store it like a water battery. And then when things get hot, that water comes out and from under your root system provides water for your crop. So if you look at some videos of some folks doing Hugelkultur, there's some of them who say that they don't water. It is self-watering. And then also, like, we're having problems right now with rain, too much rain. Well, if we've got these bounds with batteries on them that soak up water, we're not going to have that water pooling up on top as much. It'll soak down and through into that material underneath and disperse because we're making mounds. So that's the attempt here. So we've got one mound we've already built, and then we're adding to it as we go. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take down some brush and some trees and clear an area. We're going to put it in a low spot next to our existing Hugelkultur mound. And then once things dry out, I'm going to put dirt over it. But today I'm just going to pile it up. And then I can kind of show you the finished mound A and then the start of mound B that we're going with. So that's what I'll do. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of that, and then in the future, we'll come back and examine and see how it does. So there we go. All right, so we got this area cleared up pretty good. So we kind of got 3 birds with 1 stone on this one. We cleared this area because the chickens are coming out, and we're going to put a high tunnel in here for gardening. So we needed extra room. We didn't want big trees around it in the future that would fall on it. And I needed the trees for fill. And then this right here, this big walnut tree, probably just thrive like crazy because it's not surrounded by scrub brush choking it out. So we'll have a cool walnut tree, more space to put in the high tunnel over here. We're going to fill in the part beyond, so then we'll have even more room for more high tunnels. So this whole area here, it kind of dips down over here, but it's going to be a big plateau all the way across. So let's go look at the 2 mounds, the one we've already done and the one in progress. So I ran out of batteries, but we got a bunch of stumps in here that I pulled out of that area. So kind of the process is stumps first, then bigger branches, and then leafy greens and leaves and stuff on top. So I mean, this ain't rocket science. Thankfully it's not rocket science. We're just laying down branches and then covering it with dirt. So this area here, this was all that big stump dump, and it's just piled up now, ready to be used. The blackberries are already growing on it, so that's good news. So yeah, this place where I was standing was like 4 or 5 feet lower, and now it's useful. You know, we're even with the garden over here, so we can come out all the way over. Then we have some drainage here we're gonna keep using. This this tree was a volunteer that grew in here a while ago, and it's not perfect. You know, you got sticks sticking out and whatnot, but that's the idea here. Is we'll keep updating as we go on this. We're gonna just keep filling in with dirt and turn this area into a big gardening bonanza. So yeah, that's it. Maybe not the most exciting, but that's what we're doing. And yeah, go out and look at some Hugelkultur videos. Some really interesting people doing some pretty amazing stuff out there. So all right, see ya.